Ladies and gentlemen, this is a little video I'm going to film about my truck today. Usually we do arcade game videos because we have a business that sells arcade games, but today I'm working on the truck. This is an 83 Chevy Silverado. It's a little dirty. Don't judge me. Or judge away, I don't mind. It's a little dirty. Well, anyway, I've been working on the air conditioning, finally got it working again. Basically, I've replaced like everything in the air conditioning. So I'm trying to get the fan to work a little better. Now on these, this is a common problem. So one of the things that people talk about online is that you can upgrade the fan to like a fan from a 94 Chevy. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to actually do that and see if that actually does upgrade anything. So this is the one I've got in there. This is from O'Reilly. This is already a replacement fan. It's a PM105. Now, looking online just now, on their website, they're now saying that that one is actually just for one with only a heater. That's not even supposed to be an air conditioning fan. So what I did was, after I fixed the air conditioning, the fan wasn't blowing very hard. So I was reading online, people were saying, oh, you need to get a fan out of a 94 Chevy. Some people were saying, well, the part number for the fan for a 94 Chevy from the original part number is the exact same part number as what's supposed to be on an 83 Chevy. So there's not even supposed to be a difference. However, on these replacement fans, if you go look on like O'Reilly.com and just put in like an 83 Silverado and put in a 94 Silverado, you'll see that the part number is different. So this one, they've got 3 different part numbers listed. So this is a PM105, which is the fan with blower wheel for a heater only truck, which I don't know how the hell I ended up with that. The guy at the parts counter must have gave me the wrong one. So this is a PM105. The PM102 is the one without the blower motor. I mean, without the blower wheel attached. And then the PM140 is the one with the blower wheel attached and the AC car, the AC truck motor. So if you look on a 94 Chevy, for a 94 Chevy with air, with the wheel attached, they tell you to get PM129. So originally, supposedly, all these parts numbers were the same, but apparently, on the replacements at least, there's all kinds of different parts numbers. So we're going to swap it out. Now here's the deal. When I bought this was about a week ago, right? And the reason I bought it was because I wasn't getting much volume from my fan. Well, what I did while waiting for the, I'll show you another part that I ordered, but while waiting, I went into my heater box just to check to see if everything was all right. And basically, under your dash, you have probably can't see it too good, but there is a box right here, like that can come off of the front of your heater box. If you take this off, there's only, I think, 3 screws that hold it in place. One up here, one here, and then 2 down there. And this whole front piece comes off. Behind that is the door, right? Well, what I did was I took that off and looked at the door, and my door was halfway, the door wasn't moving. So basically I had the door halfway open. So only half of the air was getting through and half of the heat was getting through. So it was all screwed up. So I've got some kind of problem with my vacuum lines I'm trying to figure out. But what I did for now was I just jammed the door all the way open where it's always on air. And then I put this back on. And I'm getting a heck of a lot more air volume now. So if I would have done this first, I never would have even bought that extra fan. They're only about 25 bucks, so it's not that big of a deal. But so my point is, if you're not getting any air out, it's probably not your fan. It's probably the door inside is not all the way open. It also closes the door to the heater. And whenever you have it on max, you shouldn't get any air out of the bottom. I get just a little tiny bit now, but before I found the thing with the door, I was getting all kinds of air out of the bottom. So you shouldn't be getting any air out of the bottom. So if you've got weak air out of your dash vents, see if you're getting it on max AC, see if you're getting air out of the bottom. If you are, you've got some kind of problem with that door. Also, you can have leaks at all of these little spots. So if you've got a big leak somewhere, you also won't get much air volume. So my whole point is, I don't even need this blower motor. But since I've already bought it, I'm gonna go ahead and swap it just to see if you get even more air out of a 94 one. Now the reason that I had to wait, I was able to get that right off the shelf. All right, they've got it at O'Reilly's. But the reason I had to wait was because I was waiting on this little part. This is AC Delco. Can't see in the sun. I guess you can read that. I can't read it because of the sun on the screen. AC Delco 15-34062. This is the little rubber hose that goes right here out of your fan box and connects into the side of the motor to cool it. I didn't even know it was missing, right? But the reason I've got this towel shoved in there is because without this in there, let's pull it out. You get all kinds of air coming out of this because it's trying to blow air out and into the side of the fan to cool the motor. So I've been missing this part the whole time. So I ordered it, got it in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on the truck, show you the kind of fan volume that you get out of this fan, PM105, and then I'm going to take it off, put the new motor on, put the I'll go ahead and put this on this one just so it's apples and apples. I'm going to put the new motor on and then I'll film a video of that. So we'll see if there actually is any kind of appreciable difference. Now it'll just be us looking at it and deciding if we think it's all right. I've also in the past replaced the little connector. There's little metal connectors that plug up in there. So I've replaced those so that it's making good contact. I put a new fan relay in just to make sure this was running at the right speed and all that. So all of this stuff's been replaced. But I'll turn on the truck with this one on and with this little hose on, and we'll see what the volume's like. Then I'll turn it off, swap the fan, and then we'll do another video of that just to see. Be back in a second. Okay, folks, here's O'Reilly's website. Now you can see I've got it pulled up for an 83 Chevy pickup. And so they are saying, if I can get it to focus a little better, PM140 is with the air conditioning. The one without the fan is PM105. This is also, they're saying that this is without air. They also list PM138 for without air conditioning. And then if we can scroll down, they also list PM102 without air conditioning. And also the Murray 35334. Now watch this, 35334. These are both Murrays, right? 35334. Now this is for the 94 Chevy. Same one, 35334. So it's the same part number on this Murray, but on this one, for a 94, they're listing PM129. So I don't know why in the world they have 5 or 6 different part numbers. But it almost looks like if you got this 35334, it should be the same on all of the years, right? But on this one, it keeps giving you a different part number, and this is the one, it says pick up in store, not available at selected store. That's because I went and bought the one that was in the store. They haven't got another one in yet. But whatever, right? So I'm gonna swap out the one and put in this PM129, and we'll see. I'll go film a video of it blowing and then film another video of the new one blowing. All right, folks, I've started up the truck. It's 84 degrees out right now. I just did the air. We're not getting too cold yet, but it's comfortable in here. I just turned it on so that the temperature gauge isn't going down that good, but I'm trying to give you an idea of the volume of the fan is blowing. So this is right up on the vent. And that's the main vent that the door and the flue or whatever it's called connects to. This one here is blowing not quite as strong, and this one over here is blowing really strong. So this is the kind of volume you should be getting if your door is all the way open and if that thing is reasonably sealed. So I'll hold it up to this. Oh, and I installed that little rubber elbow on the fan. I'll hold it up to this, then I'll go ahead and switch the fan, and then I'll hold it up to it again, and you can see if there's any difference. All right, folks, so my opinion, if there's any difference, it's minor, which would explain why they're saying that the one part number is the same. So I don't know what the difference is between the different part numbers, but it's my official opinion, you cannot upgrade the blower fan by putting in a 94. I don't think it changes anything. So people have said, oh, if you get this part number, it's better than this one, and this one's got a lot more windings, blah, 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 blah. When I took the fan out, the old one that I had, and laid it on the ground, it looked like the case was exactly the same. So I don't know. You can be your own judge. I just showed you the airflow of the old fan, and then now of the new fan. So it's starting to cool down a little bit though now that I've got the windows up and got it on high. So I don't know. Now it may be better than the original fan. I don't know. So if you get a replacement, either one of those replacements, it may be better than the original fan. But the best I can tell, it doesn't matter if you get the one that they say doesn't have the heater. I mean, doesn't have air. Like the one that I've got apparently is just for heater only. Or the one that does have air, or the one from a 94, or the one from an 83. I think they're all the same. I don't know why the part number is different. The only thing I saw that was even slightly different was the fan. I mean the cage on the new one was plastic, just like the one I took out. The one I took out was white, and the one I put in was black. But they looked exactly they looked like they were made of the same material and shaped the same, and everything was exactly the same. So. My opinion, you cannot upgrade the blower motor on an older square body GM pickup with a 94. It just doesn't do anything. So there you go, folks. Now, like I said, if you have airflow, I mentioned earlier, if I would have had it blowing this good, and you know it was the same on my other fan, but if I would have had it blowing this good before, I would have not bought an extra fan, because this is fine. This isn't quite, this is like the high speed right here that I've got it on is basically the same as kind of the high speed on a newer car. It's just most newer cars have like one step above this where it'll blow your hair back. But this one's pretty good. I mean, I can feel the air blowing way back here just fine, and we're sitting in a parking spot. So this is perfectly fine. For an 83 vehicle, I'm sure this is probably as high as it was ever blowing. So if you've got one and it's just not blowing out, you should be able to fill it. I wish I had maybe if I had a piece of paper or something. Let's see what I've got here. It's a kind of thick piece of paper. I mean, it's like, watch this. Blowing the paper back, you know, I mean, so it's coming out of the vent. So if yours isn't doing that, put it on high, put it on max, and then check to see if you've got air coming out of this vent down here. I can barely feel just a little bit coming out of this vent. If you've got any air coming out of this vent in any kind of considerable quantity, then you've got something going on with that door in there. If you take this piece off, you'll see that door and you'll see what I'm talking about. Start up the car with that door off, and you can move that door like it's supposed to do with the vacuum. And you'll see when you move it, it shuts off the heat and gives you the full air. It'll also, if you've got a problem with that vent, it will also make your air colder, because you're not getting all of that ice cold air off of that the evaporator underneath your hood if that vent door isn't working right. So check that first, and check the thing. If you've got an old fan, it's probably working fine. They usually don't stop working or work halfway. So I was kind of curious since I had that other fan to go ahead and do the swap, but like I mentioned, I don't think it's any different. It's just a different part number for whatever reason. So there you go, folks. I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave your comments below. If you've had a different experience, let us know. We're trying to get to the bottom of this, but as of now, don't worry about upgrading the fan. It doesn't do anything. Just get your box right. That'll get your air blowing good. See you on the next video. Just for completion's sake, that's what it looks like installed, just so you know that I actually did swap it. I also moved the ground up to here where I think it's supposed to be. And I put my little boot on. I had the boot on the other one too, but there you go, folks. Hope you enjoyed it.